Hey, you ready to go deep? Deeper than Johnny Sins? yeah, nah, just kidding. No, I can go deeper than that, can I?
A better you starts today.
Well, you can't. You probably don't have a bigger penis. That man looks like a penis. That's how big his penis is. I wouldn't be surprised if his penis is actually him and the rest of him that you're looking at. Don't you think a lot of bald men look like cocks? Michael Klim included. So anyway, that is a very good way to start this video that is about going deep. Because I've noticed this. A lot of people are always saying to me, I can't make connections anymore. And you know what I realize? It's because everybody is Zoomers. And so you're all just a bunch of detached, scared little dogs. And with like the kind of Chihuahua ones. The Paris Hilton's Chihuahua in a bag. That's what I imagine when I think of Gen Z. And no offense. And do you even know who Paris Hilton is? What I'm saying about that predicament, that you cannot go deeper, and when it comes to all of these things, I know why you are saying it. It is because you're horny and you're tired of the free brazzers. Well, you didn't have it in my day. We had these little 5-second clips, and I can't even complain. I was even kind of there with the whole walking in on your dad in the tool shed and him saying, "Hey, I'm just shoring. I'm just shoring." I was there. Anyway, that's enough about that. So much about cock. Because we're talking about deepness, boys. What is deeper than that? Well, it's a little bit like that. It really is. People are always saying to me now, because they say, I feel lonely. And then I say, here's how you make friends. And they say, no, I can make friends. And then I say, can you? And they say, yeah. And then they're talking about, I want to be able to make deeper connections with people because I feel like a lot of the connections that I have are very surface level. Let me just say this, Zoomers. That's a you problem. That really is. That is not what we experienced growing up. We had deep connections. And I blame phones as always. But I'm going to try and stay away from phones as much as possible in this video because I've realized it's just a gravy train of views and every time I say it, you get guaranteed 20,000 out of it. So, ching, 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 one of those a week. In the meantime, we're just going to be talking about one of those effects, which is that you don't know how to connect deeply with people anymore. And you know why that is? Fear. You're just a very scared... That's why I think of you as the little chihuahua in the bag. It's because that's you. Every time I see you, just these shivering little... Is anyone going to eat me? And I can't not bring it to the... It's the phone, damn it. It is the phone. It is the fucking phone. Open your eyes and not look at the phone for once. That's what it does. It eats away at your confidence and thinks because you just live in this little... self-imposed Soviet Union Stasi world of they're watching. I cannot say what they want. You live in that world. You self-imposed yourself in the Stasi world with everyone watching everything that you do all the time. So there is this insecurity and fear that you are going to be exposed or outed constantly in the back of your mind. Try and deny it. Try and deny it. You can't, can you? You know I'm right. That's why you come back for more. Which is why you should like and subscribe to this video, by the way. And come to my seminars every Monday in Sydney. They're great. Everybody loves them. I'm telling you, it is the best part of the week. People come back as a recurring thing because it just energizes you for the week. It is sick. And it's cheaper than a fucking steak. And everybody just feels, you want a connection. And you want a connection with a bunch of winners. Like, you can tell that everyone in that room is going somewhere. They're all professionals. They're all good, hard-working folk. Well, there's a couple of freaks, but, you know, there's 1 in 100. But the thing is, yes, come to that. Links in the description. But also, let's just talk about this for a second. How do you think you connect with people? How do you think you go deeper with people? What do you think going deeper with someone is? Well, one of the main things that people always talk about with Gen Y, this is how pathetic it got with us. They always say that our version of a war, this is why Gen Z is always saying, you're always referencing The Simpsons. Yeah, because your Simpsons was shit. Ours was amazing. And you'll never have anything that good, ever. Doesn't that make you mad? Gen X can at least say, yeah, we got Seinfeld, because we pretend that we had Seinfeld, but we didn't. Seinfeld should just be renamed Being 30, the show. You do not get Seinfeld until you're in your 30s. But The Simpsons, the genius of that is ages 0 and up. Everyone can relate to it, from the Homer fell down to the, when you get older, the Jesus fucking Christ, there's a lot of Edgar Allan Poe references in this. It's a genius show. You'll never have anything like it. And you just got the shit Simpsons. So you just can't relate. And you can't relate to any... And all you got is fear. That's all you got. We got a show that made the entire world make sense and was so funny that you can still watch it 1,000 times over and laugh at it in a different way every time. It's fucking amazing. But with you guys, you didn't get shit. You did not get shit. You got nothing. You got fear out of your phone. That's what you got. You got this. Everyone's judging me. Everyone's watching me. So, sorry, back to the Simpsons thing. So, I don't know why I felt like I needed to defend that to you guys. You do actually seem like a bunch of nice people. I do feel bad for shitting on you so much now. But I will continue to do so. Yes. So, they're saying that was our version of the war. That every other generation had Vietnam, World War II, Korea War. Were you in the 36th platoon? All we had was, do you remember when Homer went to space? That was our version of that. You don't really have a connecting force. Your connecting force is, am I being judged? That's your connecting force. Now, ironically, the reason that you as a generation find it so hard to make deep connections is because you are scared of exposing that. You are not a generation that connects on a deep level, and we've talked about this before, we've talked about the 7 levels of intimacy. There's basically 2 levels to the pyramid, right? So the 7 levels of intimacy, it's incredible. You don't really need to read the book, you just need to look at the chart so you know for the rest of your life. I'll just quickly go through it again. But you have your cliches at the bottom, then you have your facts, then you have your opinions. That's the kind of bridging gap point. Then you have your things like your needs, your wants, your desires, your fears. That's where depth goes. The reason that men that were in the same platoon are still mates until their death, when they went to Vietnam or where they went to the war, why is that? Because they saw each other they saw them shitting themselves in a fucking turret while there was a bunch of explosions going off. And they went, Mom! They saw that. I know from personal experience. The people that I've gone through shit with, you know, there's points where you just want to fucking punch them in the head. They're ropeable. But at the end of the day, you know that person on a deep level. You know that person like you basically don't even know your own mum. That's what hardship does. You do not have hardship. Sorry. You have a different type of hardship. You just have the, everyone's watching. I think. I'm an Uber driver. I feel like an influencer. Why the fuck does that happen? So I tell you what, this is why I have an affinity with you guys and I kind of get the mindset, because I went off the deep end of that. Like I was on the cusp of that as being like a young millennial. And so I do understand that sort of fear, because I feel like you're just a generation of influencers. Even if you aren't becoming influencers, you still have this mentality of it. It's a weird time to be alive. So anyway, because of that, and I know this from experience, a lot of you are very good at just smoothing over, like me. I'm exactly like you guys. You're very good at smoothing over rough patches in any scenario. And you're very good at just making sure that everything just glides by very smoothly and sleekly. I can see the fear behind your eyes, by the way, when you talk. But you're very good at just making it just, you know, let's move, skim to the next thing, skim to the next thing. You're a very skimmy generation. Now, on top of this, there are very few people that you should go deep with, you know? But if you go and look at any of these podcasts that you're all obsessed with, when the audience is feeling like a connection with the person on the podcast, which is just this surrogate connection of depth that they're talking about, the depth that they're always talking about is the other person talking about their trials, tribulations, hardships, their wants and hopes for the future, their fears, their personal fears, and they're always talking about their wants. That's why even when someone comes up to you and they're a dickhead and they're just like, you know, can I have that? Oh yeah, that's sick. Can I have it? Have you ever had that? Like just some fuckwit come up to you and say like, that's a mad jacket, bro. And because you're so insecure, you're just like, yeah, do you want it? And then never see them again. They're just like, yeah, sick. That guy is going to be very good with the ladies. Unlike you who's watching this right now, aren't you? Because they know that, it's not even that they know. It's just that they're too stupid to get that it's kind of like weird to do that, even though it shouldn't be. But he's basically just saying up front what he wants. And because he says what he wants, you go in the pyramid of intimacy, he's already at like level 3, level 4, right there. Right there, just because he said what he wants. So he's already on a deeper level than most people that you speak to on day to day that are just trying to keep it, you know, with the nice little cliches and the how's the weather and I heard that this event's happening, you know. They're just, over that is just saying like, do you have any tickets to go? I would love to go to that, man. There's a deeper level. An even deeper level would be, I'd like to go to that because I'd like to distract from the fact that my parents yelled a lot when I was growing up, and so I used to listen to music really loudly in my room to drown them out. Look, even me paying that guy out right now, you feel more connected to him just being like, stop making fun of him. That feels like that, yeah? And then you get even deeper. Honestly, there is something that you can always see, that people have this like knowing smile every time I admit to them that, yes, I'm very genuinely scared of ghosts. I know it's an irrational fear. I know they probably don't exist, but I don't want to find out. I do not want to see a dead person come up and say like, lovely to see you. And then with his little bow hat, you think he's going to take it off, but he actually takes off his whole head and goes, never want to see it in my life. You might. That's great. Talking about me now. But anyway, you can tell then, just there, that there is more of a depth knowing that about me. Because you actually know what is constituting the person. What is constituting a person? What is constituting a person? What is driving them? What is driving them always is their hopes and fears. That's why it's always at the top. That's why if you ever want to make a connection with someone, that's how you start. It's actually quite sweet and naive of all of you that you're just like, how do I just be deep with someone? That's how. Anyway, if you want to go deeper with me, you want to know about all my childhood traumas, there's only one way to do it. You got to sign up to Jordan Shanks. You get up to 3 videos a week. If you don't do it, honestly, you're just cheating yourself. That is the best investment you can ever make. It costs absolutely nothing. So do the seminars. The seminars cost absolutely nothing at the moment because they're in their beta mode, and so we're just testing around and seeing what sticks. But great value for money. Everyone that goes loves it, as they should. Good for them. You should come in. If you're from Sydney, you should check it out just to see what it's all about. And if not, hope that you have a good life, and I hope that you make a very deep connection so that you can get your dick wet, which is honestly the only reason that you clicked on this, be honest.